What if the very thing you have been taught to chase all your life is the exact thing holding you back from true wealth? Most people spend decades pursuing financial security. They work hard, save money, avoid risks, and follow a path that appears safe and responsible. They believe that a steady paycheck, a secure job, and a predictable future will eventually lead to peace of mind. Yet, if financial security alone were the answer, millions of hardworking people would already be financially free. The reality is that many individuals who dedicate their entire lives to security still find themselves trapped by financial stress, rising expenses, and limited choices. This is where one of the most important lessons in wealth creation begins. There is a significant difference between financial security and financial freedom, and understanding that difference can completely transform the direction of your life. Financial security is about protection. It focuses on minimizing danger and creating stability. Financial freedom, however, is about creating options. It is about reaching a point where money no longer controls your decisions because your assets work harder than you do. Many people confuse these two concepts and spend years climbing a ladder that ultimately leans against the wrong wall. The philosophy often associated with Robert T. Kiyosaki challenges conventional thinking about money because it forces people to examine the beliefs they inherited from society. From childhood, many individuals are taught to seek certainty. They are encouraged to find secure employment, avoid failure, and remain within familiar boundaries. While there is nothing inherently wrong with stability, problems arise when security becomes the ultimate goal. When people become obsessed with avoiding risk, they often avoid opportunity as well. Every major achievement in human history required someone to step beyond certainty and embrace the unknown. Wealth creation follows the same principle. The path to extraordinary results rarely looks safe in the beginning. It often appears uncertain, uncomfortable, and even intimidating. Yet within that uncertainty lies the possibility of growth. Imagine two individuals beginning their financial journey at the same time. One focuses entirely on preserving what they have. The other focuses on learning how money works, acquiring assets, and building systems that generate income. The first person may feel comfortable because every decision seems safe. The second person may experience fear because every lesson requires adaptation and growth. Years later, however, the outcomes can be dramatically different. The person who pursued only security may still depend on active work to survive, while the person who pursued freedom may have built streams of income that continue flowing regardless of their daily effort. This distinction is not about intelligence, luck, or background. It is about mindset. The desire for security asks, how can I protect what I have? The desire for freedom asks, how can I create more value? One mindset focuses on defense while the other focuses on expansion. Understanding this difference is the first step toward unlocking a future that most people only dream about, and it sets the stage for a deeper truth that very few are willing to confront. The deeper truth is that the pursuit of security can quietly become a prison disguised as comfort. At first, the prison is invisible because everything appears normal. The paycheck arrives on schedule, the bills are paid, and life seems under control. Yet, beneath the surface, a dangerous dependency often develops. The individual becomes dependent on a single source of income, a single employer, or a single financial strategy. They begin believing that stability comes from external circumstances rather than internal capability. This belief creates vulnerability because the modern economy changes faster than ever before. Industries rise and fall, technologies replace traditional jobs, and opportunities shift from one sector to another. Those who have trained themselves only to preserve security frequently struggle to adapt when change arrives unexpectedly. Meanwhile, those who have developed financial intelligence understand that change is not an enemy. It is often the birthplace of opportunity. This is why the journey toward financial freedom requires a completely different way of thinking. It requires a willingness to learn continuously, to question old assumptions, and to develop assets that can generate value regardless of economic conditions. But here is where the story becomes even more interesting. Most people assume that financial freedom means taking reckless risks, abandoning all stability, and gambling on uncertain outcomes. This misconception prevents countless individuals from pursuing a better future. True financial freedom is not built on recklessness. It is built on calculated decisions, disciplined learning, and long-term vision. The wealthiest individuals often spend years studying investments, businesses, markets, and financial systems before achieving significant success. They understand that risk does not come from investing or entrepreneurship alone. Real risk comes from ignorance. When people fail to understand money, they expose themselves to dangers they cannot even see. This is why education remains one of the most powerful assets anyone can acquire. Knowledge reduces uncertainty and transforms fear into confidence. The more you understand how money flows, the more opportunities become visible. Now consider a moment that changes everything. Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that the source of income you depended on for years has suddenly disappeared. For many people, this scenario represents a nightmare. It reveals a hidden weakness that had been building quietly over time. The illusion of security vanishes, and the reality becomes impossible to ignore. This is the suspense that exists in every financial journey. The question is not whether change will come. The question is whether you will be prepared when it arrives. Every day you delay building assets, learning financial skills, or creating additional income streams, you increase your dependence on forces outside your control. Yet every day you invest in your financial education and strengthen your ability to create value, you move closer to genuine freedom. The remarkable thing is that this transformation does not happen overnight. It happens gradually through consistent action. Small decisions compound into powerful results. A single lesson becomes a new opportunity. A single opportunity becomes an asset. An asset becomes a source of income. Eventually, what once seemed impossible begins to feel inevitable. And as this process unfolds, a powerful realization emerges that changes the way you view both freedom and security forever. That realization is simple, yet profound. Financial freedom and financial security are not enemies. The wisest approach is not choosing one while rejecting the other. The true goal is learning how to use each concept in the right proportion. Security provides a foundation, while freedom creates possibilities. Security helps you survive difficult seasons, while freedom allows you to thrive beyond them. Problems arise only when one is pursued at the expense of the other. A person who seeks only security may never experience the rewards of growth and opportunity. A person who seeks only freedom without discipline may expose themselves to unnecessary danger. Lasting wealth is built by understanding the strengths and limitations of both philosophies. Think of a tree. Its roots provide stability, but its branches reach outward toward new opportunities. Without strong roots, the tree can collapse. Without expanding branches, the tree cannot grow. Financial success follows the same principle. You need stability to withstand uncertainty, but you also need vision to expand beyond your current circumstances. This balanced approach requires intentional action. Begin by strengthening your financial foundation through responsible habits. Manage expenses wisely, eliminate unnecessary debt, and maintain reserves that can protect you during unexpected challenges. At the same time, dedicate energy toward building assets that generate income independently of your labor. Learn about investing, entrepreneurship, business systems, and opportunities that align with your goals. Develop skills that remain valuable regardless of changing economic conditions. Focus on increasing your financial intelligence because knowledge multiplies the effectiveness of every decision you make. The world rewards those who continue learning long after formal education ends. Every book you read, every lesson you apply, and every mistake you analyze contributes to a stronger financial future. Progress may seem slow at first, but consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Action creates results. Eventually, the gap between where you are and where you want to be begins to close. The teachings associated with Robert T. Kiyosaki have inspired millions to rethink their relationship with money because they challenge a fundamental assumption. Instead of asking how to earn more through harder work alone, they encourage people to ask how to make money work for them. This shift in perspective changes everything. It transforms financial planning from a defensive activity into a creative process. Rather than living in constant fear of losing what you have, you begin focusing on building what is possible. You stop viewing the future as something that happens to you and start viewing it as something you can influence through your choices. The path will not always be easy. There will be setbacks, uncertainties, and moments when progress feels invisible. Yet every successful financial journey contains those challenges. What separates those who achieve freedom from those who remain stuck is not luck. It is persistence, education, adaptability, and the willingness to think differently. The choice between financial freedom and financial security is not an either-or decision. The ultimate objective is creating a life where stability supports growth, and growth strengthens stability. When these two forces work together, you gain something far more valuable than money alone. You gain options, confidence, resilience, and control over your future. That is the kind of wealth that endures through changing circumstances and empowers generations to come. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.